All right, here we are, everybody. Welcome. We have a lot to talk about. What do you all think? Wow, so many reveals and drops for Tamashii Nations preview night, and it's going on right now. They just opened up a little while ago, so there's a whole bunch of everybody. The general public is going in there. They're taking photos and whatnot. But there is a lot to unpack here, a lot of things to talk about. So really quick, guys, the whole idea of today, we're just going to go through a lot of the photos that I already published. I managed to grab a couple of other photos that some of the folks today are taking photos of, and we might check a little bit later throughout the stream and see if anybody else has posted some other goodies. But we're going to just kind of go through some of these photos, and we'll talk about each of these releases right here. And if you guys have questions about them, feel free. Now, bear in mind, I may not know all of the answers just yet. I am learning some of this stuff just as you are learning this stuff as well. I've known about some things, but not any specific details for other things. So I'll do my best to answer those questions, but some of these questions may be answered later when solicitation actually hits. But before we get into it further, let's just talk about what Tamashii Nations 2025 is. The whole idea of the show is that you are able to see a sneak peek into Tamashii's closet right here. You're seeing what they're working on behind the scenes, and it's a lot of prototypes. It's a lot of prototypes without release dates on them. A lot of them are pending licensing approval and everything, so the idea is that they're giving you a little peek at what's to come, and it's not a guarantee that everything will be released. The idea is they get feedback from licensors, they get feedback from the general public and everything, and sometimes things don't get released. Sometimes they're put on hold or they're shelved indefinitely. And I'll give you guys a good example of just recently at last year's Tamashii Nation 2024 when it came to S.H.MonsterArts. Pretty much everything was released except for the Hungarian Horntail. That has not seen the light of day. We don't call it canceled in the business though. We just say maybe it's on hold, or maybe the licensor had a disagreement with the way it looked and it's still needing some work. I will tell you guys though, regarding that particular release, they just recently, I think in the last month or two, solicited Voldemort and Harry Potter in the S.H.MonsterArts line. So I wouldn't say that it's entirely gone just yet. I just think it's slow moving at this time. So we'll just have to wait and see if that Hungarian Horntail makes it a return. But for now, looks like we're not going to be seeing it at this event at least. So we'll see what happens with that. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get some wonderful music in here for y'all, so we can just kind of chill and vibe. How's that? A little bit better? Hope that's better. Okay. I want a new Kamata-kun. Yeah, that would be really dope. They only had one release, so why not? So let's get into it. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get into the photos here. So this is in no particular order. It's basically alphabetical order on the computer as we're going through all these photos. So let's just get these guys out of the way first. The Movie Graphic Plus editions. We're going to start with Godzilla 2002. So this figure right here, I've been trying to figure out what it's based off of, you know. The ideas with the poster line is it's actually, they don't tend to paint the figures based on the poster arts. They actually have been very specific to mention that they are scene specific. So I've been kind of going through some of the photos of Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, some spots in the movie and stuff. And it could be from the lightning storm, it could be from that, it could be the aftermath of when Kiryu hits Godzilla with the absolute zero cannon. Also some of the nighttime scenes, there's a lot of lights that flash on Godzilla, spotlights and stuff. So, but I'm kind of leaning towards the lightning storm sequence in the beginning. That's what it kind of reminds me of. It's interesting to say this too because it's only the front of the figure that has this dry brushing on it. The back of the figure doesn't have any of it at all. So it leads me to believe that it has to do with some sort of lighting effects that have been put onto it, or it might be like the ice effect from Kiryu's absolute zero cannon. So it's one of those things. It's one of those things. But let's see what you guys are thinking right here. Yeah, exactly. What's the paint job even based on? They haven't detailed anything about these releases just yet. So right now, your guess is as good as mine right now. We're just kind of looking through the footage of the actual movies and just kind of seeing what scenes that they're based off of. But somebody showed me the lightning storm photo, and I was just like, you know what? It's probably that. It's probably that. But we'll see. This is clearly based off the NECA 2002 figure. A bold choice. we still talking about NECA these days? Man. In a way, it reminds me of him being like a snowy environment. Yeah, I mean, that's what it reminds me of too. But we'll see. I mean, if they decide to actually make it based off of the actual poster right there, which I don't think it really is, but if they do, that would be very different in the direction that they've been going so far. So we'll have to see what happens there. If we get a Tokyo SOS Godzilla, I hope they do an MGP version of the NECA 2003. Oh my goodness. Okay. See, Robo Lizard, see what you did here? Look what you did. The best announcement out of all these was the Chibi Godzilla Gangster version. Yo, that one goes hard. So let's look through some more of these photos though. We've got this guy right here. You can see that dry brushing effect. It's really done very well on this, actually. It's not even just a light. It's very heavy-handed on there. So, I mean, that's why I'm just kind of a little torn between the lightning storm and then the getting hit with the zero cannon. I don't know. It's not even on the feet, and it's not even really so much on the arms and the hands. It's really just on the main part of the body right here, like it's a big spotlight kind of thing. And it's not on the back of the figure. It's not on the tail or anything. It's kind of not even really on the head. It does look like the eyes have been redone all over again. This figure has had a troubled past with eyes. The very first release used decals, and they were just so bug-eyed, like they were so wide open. They looked nice the way that they were put on there, but man, they were just like wide open, like Godzilla was just surprised. So, and in the first reissue was when they switched to dot matrix for S.H.MonsterArts figures, and it was terrible. It was absolutely horrible. The pupils were so deep into the top of the head. It was just, and the blending was not good for dot matrix. It was awful. If you ever have the first reissue and you love it, hey, that's cool, but if you, there are better versions of this figure on the market right now, so get rid of it. The second reissue does a much better job at conveying what it should look like, but it still uses the dot matrix paint job. So in this one, looks like they've redone it all over again so that the eyes are more gold and the pupil looks to be a lot larger and more of a solid black color. So it leads me to believe, I'm wondering if they're ditching dot matrix and going back to decals for this, but we'll have to wait and see. We will have to see. I feel it could have been a missed opportunity to get a new chest part where the chest is all messed up after Kiryu. Well, here's the thing. MGP line is not going to do any new tooling with these figures. Anything that's released in this line is only going to be a reissue colorway of a previous Godzilla mold that's already been released. They will not do anything new. It will no new tooling, no allies, no enemies, no effect parts. It is literally a bare bones release, reissue with a colorway and a poster. That's all the MGP line is. So, but these things that you're talking about here, like getting an upgraded Kiryu sculpt, sorry, not Kiryu, but Godzilla 2003, that could happen in the main line. So the MGP, off the table. Like, if you hear the words Movie Graphic Plus, you guys should already just immediately go, okay, it's gonna be just a reissue. That's all it's gonna be. The irony of the MGP line might be it gets me to watch these movies more to see what they... Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's definitely made us, me over here, go on a little goose chase on trying to figure out what the paint jobs of these guys were going to be. Is there a specific era Godzilla where Tamashii wants to make Movie Graphic Plus figures of? They're doing them all. Everything that has been released in the line so far is a candidate to be a Movie Graphic Plus figure right now. I have the very first release, and I think I'm only one out of the whole community who got a good-ish copy. I like my copy too. Oh, Derpy Christ is here. Damn it, Michael. Had me excited for Megalon, some massive amounts regardless. Yeah, everybody really, I put up, for what he's referencing right here, I put up a poll, and I let everybody kind of pick which character they wanted to take a guess at what would be revealed at Tamashii Nation, and everybody just really went for Megalon this time around. So I was a bit surprised, because I know that Tamashii Nations works backwards. So Jet Jaguar is a bit of an exception because it was an anniversary release, right? And unfortunately, despite Megalon being the title character in the film, they did not get the anniversary love right there. It was Jet Jaguar instead. So they are going through the 70 monsters. We know that. They're working their way backwards, though. So Mecha Godzilla, Godzilla 75 seems like a natural fit. Maybe Titanosaurus if we're lucky. Then they'll probably hit 74 Godzilla, maybe King Caesar, maybe a redo of 2.0. But I think we got a ways to go until we hit Megalon because of that. So we'll see what happens. Does that mean my GOAT 62 can be in the MGP line? Yes, it can. I don't know if they'll do it sooner than later, but they seem quite aggressive in their strategy of getting MGP onto store shelves very, very quickly this year. I was told originally that it was going to be 4 in a year, but now it looks like it's going to be 6 in a year. So they're aggressively hitting that, and if it's yeah, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of reissues in that line very, very quickly, and we'll see what happens. Before I continue with those questions, let's look at this next photo over here. So this is what I was talking about earlier. If you look here at the tail and the back, none of that dry brushing is here. So I'm very certain this is a lighting effect that has been painted onto the very front of it, which makes me think of like a lightning storm. That is the only thing I'm willing to bet that it's the lightning storm reflections right here. That's the only thing I can think of. But everything else looks good. We've got some blending on the dorsals right here. The dorsals are getting more and more white with this release, with every release. It started out like more of like a yellowish egg white, and now it's getting more and more white. This is a little bit more of a blue tint too this time around. So, and I saw some folks asking, like, did they redo the head? It's the same sculpt. It's just the paint that might be making it look a little bit different. Different eye paint, different mouth paint this time around. So, it might be playing some tricks on you right now, but that's what we're looking at. That's what we're looking at right there. And there's no information. It's just this Movie Graphic Plus line. That's it. All right, let's move on to the next one. Oh, this is them standing together, by the way. So there they are. New display prototype, pending approval. Let's see here. Let's talk about Godzilla Final Wars, the Heat Ray version versus new Gotengo. This is kind of a, I guess you guys would say, out of left field release, because we just recently got the reissue of Godzilla 2004, and now we're getting this really cool package deal where you're getting the new Gotengo, and you're getting a Heat Ray Godzilla, and you're getting a beam effect. Isn't that exciting? Everybody's up, jump up and down, get your beams on, yeah. There's some cool stuff to unpack about this though, and we're going to take a better look at this a little bit closer. Just bear in mind, these photos, these are pulled from Hobby Genki, Dengeki, Hobby Genki, the Hobby Japan. Some of these guys take really great photos. Some of them are very low-res photos being blown up right here so we can take a better look at them. But they're very candid. They're not professional by any means. So we'll try to get a good look at these. Let's just start with Godzilla right here. First of all, the beam effect is brand new. It borrows a lot of components that were used in the Heisei beam, but it is longer than the Heisei beam. It's got a flare tip, and it's got the spiral effect around it, so it's really cool. A lot of folks have been asking for a spiral beam effect, so this seems like a nice stop into it, the next step into it. So, excuse me, I'm getting a dry throat right here. Woo. The next part is the base. People see this flame base, and at first glance, you may think this is like the 7th or 8th time that they've used this base, but it is actually brand new. This is a brand new base. It's not used with any of the other figures in the line. So this is a brand new heat base. It's got different sculpted parts. It looks similar, but it's trust me, it's sculpted very differently from the other one. So this is a whole brand new dedicated pedestal right here that's going to be completely new. And then, of course, you have Godzilla right here as well. You've got him. The dorsals are not translucent. They're painted to look like a heat ray effect this time around. So no translucency inside this figure right here. And then we have the Gotengo. The Gotengo is set to be in scale. It is 7.5 inches long. Godzilla stands at 6.3 inches. So this is it doesn't look like it in the photo, but it is a very tall unit right there. So really cool to get an in-scale vehicle unit that's this massive before the other ones are kind of, I don't know, I guess they are kind of in scale. The Super X3 and the Super X, they are smaller by comparison, but this is a very large vehicle. So, and here's another look at this. And while we're looking at this photo, I'll answer some more questions here. Let's see here. I hope that they can tighten some of the joints so that they don't keep popping off in the MGP line. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But just remember that every batch that they work with things is always a different batch of materials and plastic. So joint tolerance can always change depending on, you know, what that's going to be like. Megalon is dope. The dynamic duo needs to happen. Yes, yes. But would they do a 1973 Gigan to go with that? Hmm? Hey, I literally called it in saying that would get Godzilla 75, which was kind of funny that I got it right. Yeah, hey, good guess, man. Good guess. Will the Shin forms be in MGP? No, they will not. They will not. It's only Godzilla himself. No allies, no smaller forms, no junior sizes or anything like that. It's just Godzilla himself for MGP. Let's see here. Heater Evolution set was a little heartbreak for me. I love the figure, but I just had too many flaws for pieces just falling off. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that, man. I've heard some other people mention that maybe a piece fell off here and there and all that, but you know, don't let falling pieces be the end of it for you in your disappointment in the line, because there are solutions out there. These figures use ball joints, and ball joints are just notorious for not, you know, staying put together, and at least the type of ball joints that Tamashii uses. So I highly suggest that you guys, that if you have issues with your figures, parts falling off and everything, invest in the solution that's called Kiki Fix Loose Joints. You can get it on eBay. It ships from Thailand, and this solution is great. You can do multiple coats into a socket, and it just builds up tolerance, and it doesn't hurt the figure. So please look into that figure, that solution. I use it for pretty much everything that I have, and it works wonders. Proof in the pudding right here, Mechagodzilla 2021 Final Battle Edition. The new tail on that, it just droops like crazy. It's going to be like that for every release. All I did was set 2 coats throughout the whole entire tail, and it holds just as well as the first release, so if not better now. So I highly recommend that, and don't let popping joints ruin the fun for you. Just get the solution and you'll be golden. Jet Jaguar, Jet Jaguar! He mothered. Oh my god. The dorsals definitely look way better now. Yeah, yeah, they do. I think that comment was based off of the 2002 Godzilla. So here's a wrinkle. MGP is general releases, but wasn't figures like 62 and 64 exclusives. Would those have to be exclusive? So all the web exclusive label means is that that release cannot ever be reissued one-to-one. It can be reissued again as a web exclusive, or in any other circumstances it could be repackaged. They could re-release it if it just came with a beam effect, if it didn't come with a beam effect. As long as it's not one-to-one, that's all that it means. So they've kind of worked around that loophole, because before we didn't see so much of this, but now we see it all the time. So that's how they get around to re-releasing these figures. They just can't do one-to-one stuff anymore if it's a web exclusive. So anything that's been a web exclusive, like Godzilla 1962, even 2001 Godzilla in this case, was a web exclusive for both the original and for the heat rate version. Now we're seeing an MGP, and it's a general release this time. So whole different bag. Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla 2 are definitely figures that will come next year, like 99.9% sure. Are you a betting man? The Des Dude 95, are you a betting man? Did they change the sculpture for Final Wars? No. The sculpt is the same. They've made no changes to the figure at all. It's 1-to-1 with the previous sculpt. Same thing. Kaiser Ghidorah foreshadowing. Possibly. Possibly. All of the MonsterArts figures were revealed. So good. I'm getting Godzilla 75 Destoroyah Evolution, so Final Wars he rate. Yeah, that's an expensive list right there, sir. But I'm getting them all too. Really wish the Gotengo came with Manda. But alas, Haya does what monsters aren't. I don't know. We'll see if they even touch Manda, right? They're still in the movie Monsterverse. Still in that pretty knee deep right now. Hey, what's going on, silly Gojira? The tail spikes look translucent to me. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say. You know, I asked about it and they didn't say that, they said it wasn't translucent, so I think it's just a really red paint, that's all it is, but we'll see. The solicitation also didn't mention anything about having translucent dorsals either. I freaking knew they were gonna do Destoroyah Evolution set again. This company is so predictable. Yeah, you know, if you've been paying attention to the line, you've been knowing that they've been going down through a lot of the original releases. The only thing that's missing at this point, I think, is just Mothra and Batra and the Larva set at this point for getting another release. So yeah, that is the plan, that they are going through this all over again for everybody. Godzilla Final Wars is my top 5 favorite movies. Awesome, dude. If they did both Burning Godzilla and Destoroyah, that would be... then why couldn't they make a new Super X3? You know, the Super X3 was limited. It's a web exclusive that was limited to the Toho Ultimate Weapons pack. So, not saying that it can't be reintroduced with the figure, but you have to consider the money that set is probably going to go for, and adding more effect parts and stuff like that is going to make it even more cost more for the set. So we'll get more into the Destoroyah set, okay? But we'll get more into that. But I will come back to this, I promise. The way one of the images of 2004 is aiming upwards makes it believe the MonsterArts Kaiser Ghidorah is in the works. I'm hoping, yeah. Yeah, that could be some major foreshadowing right there for sure. Let's look at the next photo here. This is a little bit of a closer look at it. Let's go to 100% there. Yeah, there we go. So a little bit closer look at the beam effect right there and how it does that spiral. I like that yellow and orange effect that they kind of got going on right there. It's pretty cool. Yeah, there's some parts of this. I see what you're saying, that some of these little red ones do look translucent. It does look like that. So maybe I need to hit them back and get some clarification, because at least these ones right here, they definitely don't look translucent, but you might be onto something right there. Now that we're getting a closer look right here, they might be made out of translucent plastic after all. I will have to go back and get more clarification on that. Good find. I'm feeling that if they do Godzilla 1995 last scene version, so that would probably be for the movie Graphic Plus if they do that, because we just recently got Burning Godzilla in the main line. I don't think that they will do Burning Godzilla again for that, so I think that the last scene version is a high candidate for the movie Graphic Plus line, yes. They should have added it with Junior, but I'm not complaining. MonsterArts cooked 5 stars meals. Yeah, we'll get back to that, I promise, guys. We'll get back to that. If they are releasing a new Destoroyah Evolution sets and new Godzilla Jr., it's possible for them to restock the old figures from a while back. Yep, that's the whole idea with the MGP line and just recent reissues. You know, that it's probably likely going to be another web exclusive though. So the first Junior and the Destoroyah Evolution set both were exclusives back then, so they're probably going to be an exclusive again here. Yeah, we were just looking at that. The tails, I mean, they do kind of look like it. Now that I'm taking a closer look, they do look translucent. So it very well could be just, they could be translucent and then just painted over. So that's probably what they were saying when I was asking it, maybe, is that when I was asking if they were translucent or painted over, they said it was painted over, but it's painted over translucency. So maybe there's something lost in translation there. So I will go out and get a further clarification on that. How much will Godzilla Jr. and Destoroyah set be? Any of those details are not released at this time. Nope, none of the details for prices is out yet, guys. So the only thing that's out for release price and all that is just the Final Wars Godzilla set. That's it. Everything else is just proto display, and more details will be released at a later date. Old figures are done, but MGP could be the gateway for older Godzilla molds. Yeah. As far as like reissuing allies and villains and stuff, that will be mainline stuff. So special color versions, decisive battle versions, that's where we're going to see those figures come back. Let's see here, I'm wanting a reissue of the military sets. See, those might be a little harder to do, to justify, but we'll see what happens. A Super X1 set would be really cool. It is on the list. They do want to do more diorama, they call it diorama effect sets, but that's what they mean by that is more Toho effects weapon sets. They want to do more of that. We were talking about that last year, San Diego Comic-Con. So just remember, it takes like 2 years for this stuff to get off the ground when new ideas are presented. So we'll have to see what happens, like maybe within the next year or so. Absolutely beautiful figures. Okay. Haya does what MonsterArts doesn't. I don't want to be that guy, but where is every show figure? Ignore it. It's you know what? We're not getting into the whole Haya and MonsterArts stuff. Not today. They're saying that because okay, yeah, we're okay. Gotcha. Okay. Do you know why Tamashii was motivated to make the Gotengo? The Gotengo was on the surveys. If you guys follow any of my social media, when I post surveys and stuff like that, they added weapons earlier this year. I think it was back in like February or something like that, or March. They added weapons, Toho weapons in there, like the Griffin, new Gotengo, the old Gotengo, and all that stuff. So for anybody that has said Tamashii doesn't listen to the surveys and stuff, this is them listening to the survey. So they've added Gotengo as a 2-pack here for that. That's where that came from. All right, let's see what else. I feel like it could have benefited from a bit of a lesser white on the dorsals. Maybe. Well, the thing about this is too is that these are candid photos, so they're not. I know the promo is out right now, but we're not going to look at the promo today. But in these candid photos, it does appear more white than it needs to be. But that also might be because of lighting. Let's see here. I was confused why MonsterArts didn't do Odo on Monster till now. Probably because they wanted to get it right. The first figure that Bandai produced using the Odo Island model was the Ichibansho figure. That was just a little statue and stuff, and it looked great. So I'm fairly certain they just took that model and they just cut it up and made it articulated right here, and it looks fantastic. I have the Ichibansho one too, and it looks great. Final Wars beam looks like a mix of the Mechagodzilla 21 beam with a spiral added pink variant of this beam would be could work with Evolve 2. Yeah, it could, for sure. If Tamashii Nation were to do a city diorama set, how much do you think it would be? Oh, it would be expensive. It would be very expensive. If they actually did an actual diorama set, you better believe, like, we're talking hundreds of dollars. Like, I think they did an HD mini city set for the Gashapon figures, and it was already $100. So, yeah, it was expensive. And that was a mini city effect kind of thing. Will Godzilla 1972 have a reissue anytime soon? I don't know. We'll see what happens. It was a very popular figure. Depends. They could either reissue it or they can save it for the Movie Graphic Plus line. So it's anybody's guess. Let's keep looking at some more photos here. So we've got this photo right here. I love this shot. This is a great shot. Shows just how, I don't know. It's aggressive and it's mean looking, and I love it. It's important to note that this Godzilla is not blue or black. It's kind of a mix of both. It is very much painted to reflect the nighttime blue color scheme that was used in Final Wars for the final battle. So that is what you're seeing here for the color scheme this time around. It's going to be a lot darker though in paint, but it's not going to be black like the first release either. So it's like a midnight blackish blue color. Let's see here. They should definitely use the 1972 sculpt more like a heat ray version. Sure, it's possible. Godzilla 84 with the Super X1 would go hard. Yeah, absolutely. This here. Yeah, that would be cool too. Yep. Oh, we got some agreeing folks here. Yo, Cyber. What's going on? You guys are cool. Let's see here. Ibira, when? Yeah. Super excited for all the new reveals. Hey, Cyber, welcome, man. Are there more reveals on Friday? Shinra Jura. So the way Tamashii has done things in the past is that they do preview night, and then as the event goes, it's a 3-day event. So it'll be today, tomorrow, and Sunday in Japan. And the idea is that sometimes they reveal things midway through the event. Sometimes they reveal things at the very end of the event, and that is usually due to licensors that hold it up, but sometimes they hold on to things. I've not seen anything from anybody posting anywhere. The event is public, and it doesn't look like there's anything new for Godzilla-related stuff. There might be other IPs that might be unveiled later throughout this weekend, but for now, it looks like Godzilla's done. It looks like they showed off everything for Godzilla, but I could be wrong. We'll see what happens. I'm waiting for Godzilla 75 to release. Yeah, might be a ways, but a ways away. Sorry for being on podcast last stream because my brain was... Okay, yeah, just cool it, dude. Cool it. Alright. Really like the new spiral beam on the Final Wars. Yeah, it's good looking. Can't wait for these... Let's see here. Can't wait for this beam Final Wars Godzilla 2 key. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. Repaints of previous figures take less time to release, right? No, they take the same amount. Well, depends on what you're asking right here. Are you saying that it takes less time to produce them, or are you saying that it takes less time to release them, as in like the window of release compared to solicitation? If you're talking about manufacturing, it still takes 6 months to manufacture, so that's why it still happens. But as far as production goes, it doesn't really need a year in advance per se. Like I think that it does take a little bit sooner, like maybe 8 months or something like that, 7 to 8 months to do a repaint in the planning stages. But as far as production goes, it's generally 6 months to send it to the factory and have it produced and everything. This one was probably a little bit more in the planning because they had to do the heat ray effect and they had to do the Gotengo as well. So yeah, Calcus might have that. Calcus is probably a little bit more expensive though, especially since it's out in the aftermarket now for 1972. Yeah, go check it out. Goji Jojo, welcome. -0 in my wallet. Yeah, minus money in my wallet. Yeah. I think me and you are alike. Did you miss out on the figure? Don't feel like spending it on aftermarket prices. Okay, you guys are talking to each other. Let's look at another photo here. Here is a nice look at the Gotengo right here. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a, it looks pink right here, or purple, but it's actually red. And that's just because the lighting setup and this guy who took the photo right here. But there's a little bit of a red effect to emulate the lighting from that. I was checking online. It doesn't look like this is made with any die-cast parts, so it's probably just made out of just straight ABS. It does look like ABS plastic throughout the whole entire thing. Bandai did do, I forget what the brand was called, but they did do an all die-cast version of that, but I think the ship is too big to be in scale with MonsterArts. I actually own it, but I don't have that on hand to just measure it really quick. But this one's going to be 7.5 inches. It's likely that these parts will be able to be movable, these little flaps right here, and it looks like the drill will also be able to spin as well. So that'll be exciting. Let's see here. I own the original release of this Final Wars, and I'm comparing the two right now. I do see slight differences, but I know the main appeal is the beam and the Gotengo. It's just the angle, trust me. There's not a whole lot of differences when it comes to the actual sculpt or anything like that. So, but yeah, just trust me on that. There's no changes to the sculpt. Let's see here. Just bought my MonsterArts Burning 70th today. He is coming tomorrow. Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Yeah, I missed out. Didn't know about Calcus though. Might end up buying it. Yeah, I don't know how much it goes for there. You may want to double check. Let's see here. I dig the Gotengo as much. Was much as a character in the movie, and so happy to see it. Yeah, for sure. I'm all down for vehicles like this. Yeah, for sure. Oh, we're caught up with the comments. Hooray! The Gotengo is perfect. Not even one problem with it. Yeah, it looks good. These photos, they're taken with mobile phones and stuff, so they kind of look a little squashed in these photos right here, but the main promo, it looks pretty good. And then you have your release date info for this, you know, nearly $200 in the US market, but this goes for about $130 something if you were to buy it in Japan with US dollars right there. Let's look at the, oh yeah, I like this guy's photo. See, this doesn't look as squished in this photo because these guys took it with a DSLR camera versus just a regular phone camera. But yeah, I like this angle. This is a good angle right here. Will 1995 Gamera have a re-release like 1996? It's possible. You know, they did those 2 in a row, so possibly this year that you might see Gauss and 1995 Gamera. We'll have to see. I've been told that the drill does move, but it was not from Tamashii. This was just from somebody that was at the event that asked, so we just need to wait and see. But I'm willing to believe them that it's probably going to move if they asked about it. Hippie says, I appreciate the fact that you run a website dedicated to a specific topic. I feel like that's a lost art in the modern internet. It is. It is. A lot of fans out there, if you remember back in the 90s and early 2000s when the internet was just starting out, there was a lot of like fan pages out there and stuff like that, and dedicated to the certain, you know, IPs, and you know, it was a fun thing to do, and maybe I got a little bit of inspiration from those back in the day, but I also do my own content at the same time. So my site's kind of a mix of everything, and I curate all this stuff because Tamashii has also taken stuff down from their websites, but it still remains on my website. So it's also a form of preservation as well as in the collectible community. So, but thank you. Thank you so much. I hope everybody enjoys going to my website and getting their information from there. I try to get you guys the best quality imagery as well as information directly from the source. So I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, gotta go. Feeling tired. All right, later, dude. Dude, later. Calcus has a figure for 125. I think it's, well, don't forget you have to pay shipping though. And it's coming from China. So wherever you are in the world, might be cheaper, might be more expensive. Happy that 1975 Godzilla finally got an articulated figure. Awesome. Super Mario Zilla, hey, what's up, man? The Gotengo set should have come with Captain. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Put that mustache in that set right there. Why not make it a bigger size? Put it on Godzilla as like a little costume, a little cosplay kind of thing. That'd be dope. All right, so I saw some posts out there. Some people were a little confused with seeing Monster X in the display. They're just showing Monster X as just like just a comparison, just to have it there. It's not being reissued. It's their first release that was just put on display just for comparison purposes. That's it. It's not really actually being released or anything like that. But it's nice to see them all in the same shot right there. Vinny! El Ray says, your website is the only entertainment on my school computer due to most websites being blocked. Wow. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't really think about that maybe schools would block things like toy websites and stuff like that. So I don't know what I did to make mine get past their censors, but hey, you're welcome for being able to check that out while you're at school. Now, make sure you study still though. All right, now it's only a matter of time before 1974 Tin Can Lizard, possibly. Yeah, 1975, for sure. Monster X, I've never seen this specific photo before. Yeah, so this is just a display of Monster X. Monster X was released a while ago, though. I think it was back in 2020 something. Yeah, it was released, though. It's a done deal and everything. It's been out. If you haven't picked it up, there's still some remaining on the market. It's pretty much hitting the aftermarket right now, but there's still some at MSRP. If you go check out my website, there's still some links available where you can get it for MSRP. All right. So I also saw a couple people pointing this out. They're like, oh, what's going on with Godzilla's neck right here? It's just bad posing. That's all it is. Your current Godzilla 2004 figure can also do this pose. It's not good. But yeah, but this is a better look at the pedestal right here. It is different, and you know what? Maybe what we'll do is I will pull up, let's see here. We're gonna take it back old school. We're gonna pull up the, you know what? I will pull up the recent Burning Godzilla because there's a good view of that base right here. So let me get this here. Okay. So here is the base. There you go. So you can see it down here, how this is different. So this has kind of got this like explosive, kind of like explodes outward, like there's a crater right there, right? And then it's got that flare in the back, but this is different, you know? It's got a similar shape, but instead it's got like a fin, kind of a part right there in the center. So it's definitely, it takes inspiration off the original and it just kind of does something different. And it's also got this fiery yellow-orange effect throughout of it, which I think is really cool. I've not seen this in any of these pedestal base effects, but I think it's also because it's reflecting the actual fire on the scene in the back. I think it's actually a really translucent piece, but this is really cool. It's really different from this, so it's not the same though. And regarding the beam effect too, like the Heisei beam is really short compared to this one right here. This beam is not as long as this guy, but you can see where there's some inspiration in the design, like that lined effect that they've got in there. It's very similar, and the flare effect is very on par with the recent Mechagodzilla beam effect. Even the legendary Monsterverse, the flare out of part of it, it's very similar to that as well. So, but yeah, very cool. Let's see here. Also, I got a free coupon, almost said popcorn. Also got a free coupon to make it even cheaper, so I think I'm getting it now. Awesome. Glad you're getting it, dude. It's a good figure. It is figure of the year when that was released, so enjoy it. Thanks, Shrimpy Fo, for helping him out. I can't tell what was more pleasant surprise, honestly. All these Tamashii Nations reveals so far have been pretty killer. Yeah, they have been. All right, I got my Monster X from Barnes & Noble bookstore like a few months ago somehow. Yeah. Which one? Oh, Monster X, yeah. That's cool. They finally updated the beam base. It only took them 12 months. Hey, don't be like that. It's actually really cool though. I was really tired of that old beam base for sure. I was over it, so I'm glad that they decided to get rid of that. Let's see here. We've got, I had the S.H.MonsterArts X figure, but the joints in the arms got stiff over time. When I moved it, twisted off, and maybe broken. But oh, that's sad to hear. I hope that you got figured out whatever is wrong with it. Kind of off topic, but do you think the new S.H.MonsterArts Destoroyah will have better articulation? It might have different joint tolerance, but the articulation is going to be the same. It won't be any different than what you're seeing right there in the original. They're not going back and retooling anything with the original stuff when they do reissues. I think I'm going to bed, unfortunately. Oh yeah. Well, have a good night and happy Thanksgiving. Well, you know what? You have a happy Thanksgiving too. I am slightly disappointed that the new Destoroyah Evolutions and Junior are really washed down in duller colors. They'll likely charge $200 for, which is a shame. We'll get to them. We'll get to them soon. We'll talk about them. I promise. Here's another view of Godzilla 2004 right there. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say. I see what some of you guys have been saying, like maybe that these little red ones down here are translucent. I kind of see it right here. I gotta go back and re-clarify again. I gotta see what, maybe something was lost in translation when I asked about it, but that would be really cool. All right. Oh, you know what? Let me link you guys to that in just a second, actually. Let me pull it up for you. I've got a link for it. The Kiki Fix solution. Let me just get that for you. Give me 1 second. I'll drop that in the chat, and you guys can have the link for it right here. There's some that are based in China. The ones that are in China are the knockoff products. You want the ones that are based here in Thailand, though. And there's a specific seller that does sell them. And I'm linking you guys to that right now. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to do a short link because the whole chat will not. The chat will not do it. So give me 1 second. Let's get a shorter link. All right, I got a shorter link for you guys. Chat was not gonna post it. Okay, there you go. Feel free to purchase that link. There's no affiliation or anything like that. This is just if you want to get a solution that will help you out. That's it right there, though. Fully endorsed by me. I picked this stuff up. I bought this like 2 years ago, and I'm still using the same bottle right now. So it is a lifesaver. Yeah, if you have any articulated figures, not just monsters, any articulated figures from any other line, Kiki Fix is a must. You need it in your arsenal. I will say that I'm a fan that we finally have a heat ray version of the figure that comes with the actual beam. Yeah, it's really cool. And they gave us a new weapon figure. So, just bought 1972. Excited to have it in hand soon. Awesome. Can't wait to hear your thoughts about it. All right, guys. We're on to what I think, in my opinion, stole the show. Because I'm a big Showa fan. Specifically, sorry, I'm not a big Showa fan. But this is my favorite Showa suit. It was the 1975 Godzilla. So I am ecstatic that this is being made. And I love that they have the red eyes right here, because this figure did have a little bit of red eyes towards the end of the movie. Little veins popping out and everything. And I think that is such an awesome detail that they kept with this. I am so excited for it. So excited. And I am here for this figure. I am here for it. And I think it looks good. It looks like, you know, I think that it's hard to tell with these photos since they are candid photos versus actual promo. I believe that the dorsals are silver, just like the 1972 Godzilla, though. And as far as its height goes, I'm really crossing my fingers that it's going to be the same height, that they're not going to go back to the old Showa scale. But it does look rather tall. It does look like it's going to be in scale with 72 Godzilla, so... But let's all keep crossing our fingers, because I don't want them to go back. Which means if they do Mechagodzilla 2, that Mechagodzilla 2 will be in scale with this figure if it's larger, and we don't have to worry about the little small 1974 figure. Also, 1975 Mechagodzilla is my favorite villain, so they have to do this one 100% right. Cyber Casual, welcome back, man. My beloved. Oh yeah, see, warms my heart to see other people love the 1975 Godzilla, because I feel like most people reference 1974 Godzilla, but this is one of my favorites. This is Terror of Mechagodzilla was the very first Godzilla movie I ever watched, so it's near and dear to my heart. I missed out in 1972, so I'm happy that there is a new Showa Godzilla. Yes. I was always hoping that we could get a prime Showa Godzilla design as a figure, and I was excited when I saw it. Oh yeah. The only thing I wish they did for the 1975 Godzilla is pose him with straighter legs while displaying him, because I've seen many people say it's inaccurate just because the pose it's in. It's actually posed, I don't know if you know this, but it's actually posed based off of a still. Maybe I can find it. But it's emulating one of the stills that were done in production. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, for some reason my keyboard just decided to stop working all of a sudden. 1 second, guys. That's weird. I'm gonna turn that off and get it back in. I just started typing, and all of a sudden nothing's typing. Huh. That's so random. Okay, now it's working. Okay. 1975. Yeah, I believe it's posed off of a specific photo, and I remember seeing it. Let's just do Terror Godzilla. Usually you get those photos there. If I don't find it in the next 30 seconds, I'll look for it later and I'll post it somewhere else. But I do remember seeing this photo of it. 1975 suit. I found a black and white version of the pose, but it's not a complete photo. I might just have to show that one instead. Okay, give me a second, guys. Yeah, it's kind of similar to this pose right here, but it's not the photo that I was thinking of, but they're very much going for, I know the reference photo they're using, but I just, I don't know where it is, where I remember seeing it from. I think it might be in one of the guidebooks, this special effects books that I've got, but I believe this is the pose that they're trying to emulate right here. So, but yeah, remember, this is a hand-sculpted thing, too. This isn't done with any CGI files or nothing like that, so you're not going to get something that's one-to-one, but you're going to get something fairly close, at least. Your absolute favorite suit. Okay. It's my favorite Showa suit, but not my favorite suit. Doesn't seem like they reused parts, too, for 1975, or, reused parts from 72. Which is ironic since they reused the suit in the films with minor upgrades, right? I believe that the suit is, so 73 through 75 is reused and modified, and then 71 through 68 through 71 is reused and retooled. Do you know if he comes with any accessories? Unfortunately, we don't know that information at this time, but generally speaking, most Godzilla figures that are released for the first time around do not come with generally any extras, specifically heat rays. That is just something that the direction of the line is going. They're saving those for decisive battle versions or something that's like a big release after the fact. So I would, if anybody's still counting on hope that they're going to release beam effects for these guys the first time around, just throw it out the window. It's just not part of the business strategy. You might get some alternate hands or something, but beam effects, if it's not glowing dorsals, you're not going to get that beam effect. To me, the 1974 figure looks good, but I prefer the 2004 Gotengo. I think they actually stole the show. Oh, that's good. Hey, everybody has their different likes, right? This one stole the show for me because it was something near and dear to my heart right here, something that I grew up with. It means a lot to me. So seeing this figure being realized in an articulated form like this is something that I've always wanted. Like, I had the Imperial Godzilla figure back at like in a similar 7-inch scale, and I just pretended that it was this figure when I was playing with it. So either I'm imagining things or going mad, or is I don't know, man. It's pretty long based off of the stills that I have on my right. It's pretty long for 1975. I mean, even if you go back and watch the movie too, like, that neck is just flailing left and right, so it does have a long neck. Let's look at another photo of this guy. This is a little bit of a front view right here. I just love that. They have this little bit of that red on the sides right there. It's so cool. I love it. Now, I know this is a prototype, but I can't help but notice that his nails aren't painted. They're painted, it's just that it's like a light wash. You can see it better right here. Like, it does have a dry brush paint, it's just not, I mean, these Godzilla's claws in this movie were never bright anyways. In fact, I think the hands were so small in this movie, so the hands are not anything that I would say would be 100% accurate to the suit by any means. But you can see that they've got some dry brushing effect right there. Yeah. It's just hard to tell in these photos because the lighting and the type of photography that's being used right here, the camera that they use, it's just hard to tell. But it does look, you can see that. They've even got, you know, some shading effects throughout the knees and everything. It's very hard to see, but you can see that there are some shading effects on this. Are you referring to 1975? I think they are gray in the movie, so almost noticeable paint. Yeah, yeah. It looks. I didn't even question it. If you're questioning it, I mean, I didn't question it. I'm a 1975 fan. Yes, I do have a mechanical keyboard. Yes. I like the clickety click, click, click. I'll definitely watch more but I have to clock out at night. Oh, okay, yeah. You know, the stream will be up afterwards. You guys can catch it later if you have to go now. Harry, yeah. I am, and also in the movie his nails are pretty noticeable, but I do get dirty as the like. Yeah, yep, yeah. There's yeah. So it's there. Hope we get Mechagodzilla 2 next. Absolutely. They need to do it. Well, in the movie, he did have dirt on them, so brown would be nice. Yeah, they're definitely not brown. They're gray. Do you think they'll make a 73 or 74? Do you think they'll be content to represent all of them? Bandai is very known to doing every single iteration. Doesn't matter if it's they're so similar, they will do them individually. So I remember when MonsterArts first came out, people were suggesting, why don't they just do 1975 and then just include 2 alternate heads that represented the different thing? And I remember talking to Tamashii back then, they're like, well, that was probably not a way that they were going to do it. So, but yeah, expect every figure to have its own, every iteration to have its own figure. Thinking 75 could be exclusive or regular. I think it's tough. It's tough. I think it could be general. 75 is a very popular design, I think. 72 was also popular general, so I think that with the success of 72 flying off the shelves, I think that gives more confidence in making more Showa Godzilla's general releases. So, but we'll have to wait and see. I need them to make Titano. I hope they're teasing the future in the background. They could be. They very well could be. But yeah, the toes look good too on this. Let's look at another photo. This is more of a side view right here. I have some brighter photos that somebody else took in just a second. We'll get to that in just a second. This is just the overall silhouette right here. Tail looks good. I'm pretty sure that this tail is going to move just as good as the 72 tail. If Titanosaurus happens, Kyle will be jumping for joy. Yo, I will be jumping for joy too. I mean, I think everybody will. As long as Titanosaurus looks good, people will jump for joy for that, for sure. Hippie says, I'm looking at this suit right now and he has little nubs for fingers. Yeah, yes. So there are some hardcore people out there that demand that these figures, not demand, that it's just something that they want, is absolute one-to-one suit stuff. And instances like that is when I look at this and I'm like, I'm glad it's not like that, because those fingers on the suit were so terrible. They are just little nubs. So I appreciate this. What character do you wish to see enter the MonsterArts line? Give me Baggin, or give me Glory, give me Guts. Get me Baggin. I wonder how long until we get 84 Godzilla. Do you think it will include Super X figure with it? Maybe. You know, Bandai has been packaging Super X in other forms, like Movie Monsters and X Plus. Maybe they'll continue that trend with MonsterArts. We'll see what happens. Robo-Lizard, Kaiser's talking to you here. He says, I will be jumping for joy if Ghidorah, specifically controlled worn by 2 people, gets aim. Oh god. Nice. I knew it. Alright, let's look at some brighter photos of this. Oh, here's the placard. No release information. This is just, it's pending approval. That's why it says that. So, but now you know, 1975. That was the whole thing, you know, product not final, pending license or approval. This is the stuff that the folks there don't usually take pictures of, like display prototype, and, you know, what they're basically saying here is that the figure's not final. Things can still change based off of feedback. We saw that with the 1954 MGP Godzilla. They showed it at San Diego Comic-Con. Everybody ripped on it for its mouth paint, and they reduced the mouth paint. So whatever feedback they're going to be getting from this event, they might make some additional changes here for this too. So we'll see what happens. Here's a little bit of a brighter photo. The colors are not good in this photo right here, but you can see a little bit more of the figure, I think. I just can't wait to animate with this guy. He looks so fun to play with. Just cannot wait till there's more information throughout 2026. Yeah, absolutely. Holy dark silhouette. Yeah, that was very dark. Yeah, that was a very dark photo. I don't even know why they took that photo. I grabbed it anyways though, because it was one of the higher res photos that were out there. But there's the full display box right there. Seems kind of a waste of space, right? Just Godzilla by himself. Like, it feels like they might bring out one of these guys throughout the event, right? That could happen, right? I guess we'll have to see. Here's a better view of the tail. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, all the way to the tip, guys. It's articulated all the way to the tip of the tail. That's really cool. It does appear that this figure probably uses the new 2.0 engineering, because look how this leg is popped out. You guys see this right here? See how it's popped out like that? So with the Godzilla 2000, you could pop out its legs at the hips like that to pop it out to give it more range. This looks like it does use the 2.0 engineering on it, so that's really exciting. And down here, look at this. You got... That's interesting too, because usually this piece right here goes over the foot, but this time it's on the inside, so that's new. That's something new. We haven't seen that before with a Godzilla figure like that. It does look more silver though in these photos right here. Yeah, I'm thinking that the 2.0 articulation is definitely there. Let's see, Paris account says, what did the nameplates on the sides of 75 say? Anything about, no. All they say is that it's a new display. Let me go back really quick. So they actually have the English words underneath them. So it's new display, display prototype, product not final, pending license or approval. And then the one that's right in front of Mechagodzilla right there says, let me take a look here. What does it say? The one next to Mechagodzilla says, sculpted and painted and produced by Yuji Sakai. That's what that says. It's 75 Godzilla. Of course he needs his own space. Yeah, well, I just think it's a little sus, you know? It's such a big space and just one guy in there, you know? Let's give him a friend, you know? Do you think the upgrade for Godzilla 2000 will become standard? I've been told that when possible, they will implement the 2.0 engineering for newly sculpted figures, but they're not going back to do that with older figures, because that would increase the cost significantly of older molds. Tail looks new too. Yeah, everything about this is new. When Yuji Sakai sculpts stuff, he doesn't reuse stuff generally, unless he's instructed to. Like with the original Mecha King Ghidorah figure, they did reuse the sculpted parts of the heads from the King Ghidorah figure, but everything else was all new tooling on the inside of it. So, but generally speaking, they don't usually reuse parts for figures. Kaiju Clash Zone Productions, welcome. Godzilla 75 was one of my faves as a kid. I am there with you. I am there with you. That was my first Godzilla movie, Terror of Mechagodzilla, so it's near and dear to my heart. I just got finished with my online classes so I can attend the stream. Hooray! Well, we're about halfway through it so far. Is the Tamashii Nations event still going on? It's still going on, and they may be dropping other things throughout the event. We will just have to wait and see. It will be going on for another 2 days. So just keep your eyes peeled. Other things for MonsterArts might be dropping. We will see. The poster behind 1975 figure led me to believe that Titanosaurus and or Mechagodzilla are coming soon, but maybe it's just a poster and I'm overthinking it. Have a little fun with it. Have a little hope. Hoping that they make Godzilla 2004 blue atomic breath version, but I do like the spiral. Yeah, you know, there are other blue, well, I guess there isn't really too many blue options out there, but I get what you're saying. I think people have been asking for the red spiral effect for quite some time, though. So that's why we are seeing it right now. Here's a view of the front. A little bit of a brighter view, you can see that. It's looking good down there. Little toe action right there, little dry brush effects on that, so. Yeah, it does look like the legs will have that technology where you'll be able to pop them out. We've got also that, this, the way that this is cut up also is very similar to Godzilla 2000's cuts. So, leads me to believe that they might have that internal new torso articulation as well. Here's a top view. This photo hasn't been seen too much. This is a top side view of the figure right there. This actually lets you see that the dry brush effects on the claws a little bit better. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if they brought that line back now, it would be very expensive. Because back then, when 1989 was released, that was already $200. We're looking at $300, $400 figures at this point, depending on the size of the Godzilla, right? So, like, Shin Godzilla would probably be a $400 figure if it had the lights and sounds inside of it. So, is it marketable at this point? I need big MonsterArts, and I cannot lie. Yeah, if they can make Odo Island -1, they can definitely make Zilla. I've been seeing this a lot. I'm not really understanding why people are saying this, but -1 has nothing to do with the TriStar Godzilla, if they want to do the TriStar Godzilla. But yeah. Somebody explain that in the chat, if you guys know what, because this is like the 7th time I've seen this comment from different people saying if they can do this, they can do the TriStar Godzilla, so I'm not understanding it. More blue breath effect would be nice. That or Showa style breath effects. Oh yeah, for sure. I also just love more Showa figures in general. Really hope Megalon comes to MonsterArts eventually. One can hope, right? Would MonsterArts reissue some MonsterVerse figures like Shimo and Scar King because of fan feedback? Possibly. The thing is that they're both web exclusive, so I'll put it this way. We haven't seen Rodan 2019 or the Mothra 2019 come back in a long time, so it just depends on sales, ultimately, and feedback, and if it's worth revisiting. Whenever I think of Titanosaurus, I think of his appearance in Godzilla Unleashed. I love how creative the game was when it comes to animated and the attacks of, like, Titano's front flip tail attack. Yeah, oh, for sure. Here's another shot of Godzilla right here. A little bit closer detail on the dorsals. Yeah, I don't know what on earth Odo Island would have to do with 98. They're just vaguely similar in shapes, I guess. Odo Island is like a dinosaur, kind of basically also dinosaur shaped. Okay, but I don't know. I guess I'm not understanding what that has to do with being able to do it. If anything, there would be more of a concern because of licensing issues. That's what the big issue would generally be. But as far as I know, there aren't any licensing issues for Godzilla 1998, and it is a prime candidate for this line. So I don't think that seeing Odo Island Godzilla is indicative of that. Oh, now they can do it. I think it could always be done. It just depends on how folks in Japan would react to it. They got to get over that stigma. I think Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla 75 are inevitable to become MonsterArts line. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. I think we're about to... Oh, yep. So this is a recent photo I grabbed from today. It's not on any of my social media. This is a more front view of the figure. And it's really good. I think it really shows off more of the roundness of Godzilla 1975. And it's got that mean look with the big eyes and everything. It looks really, really cool. This is what I was hoping to see. And I saw some folks also mentioning like, oh, it's a little skinny looking and whatnot. And this kind of makes it, it doesn't look so skinny here in this view. So I think this shot really looks really good though. Whoever took this photo right here, kudos to you. Like, this is great. Really cool. Shishko says, I think people are saying that MonsterArts can make Zilla now because Zilla and Odo Island have fairly similar body types due to them having more dinosaur bodies. Yeah, I mean, I don't think dinosaur bodies were ever an issue though. So if you're wondering why they haven't done Jurassic Park stuff, it's basically because of licensing. It's not because they can't do it. It's licensing. There's a lot more factors that go into what gets made and what goes, what doesn't, and just shaping, especially with something as complicated as 98. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't really worry about the shape of 98 being a reason why MonsterArts wouldn't do it, guys. MonsterArts can do anything. They have access with anything. And regarding the balance of a character and stuff, they would just give it a stand, you know? But yeah, I've never thought, I've never thought to myself like, oh, the shape is what's preventing it from happening. So I wouldn't worry about it either. I really want the movie Graphics Plus 2002, but it is my channel mascot. Oh, because it is my channel mascot, yeah. And also I missed out on the first release. Yeah, absolutely, get one. Get it! I hope they make Godzillasaurus 1991. For now, this... Yes, I actually picked that up. I love it, because before that, I think the only other option was either model kits or the movie the Movie Monster series. And I didn't like any of that. So I definitely picked that one up, and I love it. He reminds me of a mean pug. Yep, he's got that pug look to his face for sure. It's just a meaner version of the 70s, late 70s Godzilla, right? Like 73, Godzilla 73 was like so kid-friendly looking, and then 74 got a little bit more meaner, but it still had the big eyes. And then they just gave it 75 that big bulldog kind of look in its face, you know? Just more mean in the face, and I like it. But this is a really cool shot. I really like this shot. I think this shows the figure off very well and what to expect for it. I'm also hoping that they make a new Kiryu, maybe for the movie Graphics Plus. They will not be doing Kiryu for movie Graphics Plus. I know you're just joining the stream, but I'll reiterate it for anybody else that's just joining it right now. Movie Graphics Plus is only Godzilla. No allies, no villains, no other forms of Godzilla, just Godzilla. That's it. And it's just going to be of figures that have already been released in the line being reissued as new colorways and the poster. So if you ever hear the words Movie Graphic Plus, that's what you should expect. How big is the Godzillasaurus compared to regular -1? They don't have any measurements, unfortunately, but if it's the same size as the Ichibansho figure, it's probably not in scale with the -1 figure if it's the Ichibansho size, but I don't know. We don't have the details just yet. We'll have to wait. All right, here's another shot of, you can see that, look at that, veins. You got veins right there. That is so cool. I love that. I think this is the best shot that kind of showed off, because before it's so far away, it just kind of blurred it out a little bit, but you can see that like that's veins right there that have been implemented on that. So it's really cool. That's 75 Godzilla, guys. That looks just like 75 Godzilla to me. Yeah, I love it. Do you think 62 and 64 could be reissued in the poster line? Yes, they can. There's still quite a lot of space left, so maybe they could be waiting, but I don't know. Possibly, yes. Let's see here. Looks like a... okay. Looks like I'm saving up for a long time for MonsterArts Kiryu. Yeah. You know, I think if there's going to be any Kiryu in the line that's going to happen, it's probably going to be a decisive battle version of the 2003 Kiryu, because they already did Shinagawa version and they did their first version of it. So if they're going to do another version, it would probably be the Heavy Arms version, 2003. I have a custom Odo Island Godzilla 2023 from Mini Godzilla Series Final, so I might have two. Yeah, I'm debating if I want to keep my Ichiban show, so I think I'll hold on to it until I get the MonsterArts version, and then I'll probably decide then what to do with that. Let's see here. It's looking very promising. The more we look, the more impatient I'm getting. I am there with you, man. I am there with you. I am there with you. The veins in his eyes, so accurate. Yeah, it's such a cool touch. None of the other photos have really shown those veins very well, but this guy, whoever took this photo right here, did a really good job at capturing it right there. So kudos to that. Awesome. All right, let's transition. We're gonna move on into the next figure right here. This is the last shot. See what I'm talking about? Like, it's all blurred and stuff like that in this. All right, let's move on to our next figure. Oh, what's this? What is this? What is that? That wasn't supposed to be in my slideshow. Well, I guess it is in my slideshow. Well, now we got to talk about it. The Heavy Arms Kiryu, Hada Shinagawa. MonsterArts, do you think New Godzilla 2000 is the best monster? It's the best figure of this year. I need more time to go look through my whole series, but I am willing to say that it might just be the best in the whole MonsterArts line. But I need more time with it, a little bit more, and compare that with the rest of them. But yeah, I'm so happy MonsterArts made 75 Godzilla, dream come true. Whoa! Hey now, burning Godzilla 2000. Yeah, I know you guys are seeing this now. So let's talk about what you're seeing right here, okay? Before you guys go off and like, oh my god, there's a new MonsterArts Godzilla 2000 figure. That is not the case. What is being shown off here, there's a whole display in the Godzilla section that talks about the production of MonsterArts, and they're using Godzilla 2000 as an example. So in the process of making the figures, what they do is they do a clear figure like this that shows the interior as an example of all the articulation. It's a skeletal figure is what they call it. So it's a skeleton translucent figure. This figure is not sold anywhere. It is mainly for developmental purposes. However, when they make figures out of translucent plastic, this is what they look like before they're painted. This is it. What you're looking at right here is what a translucent 2000 Godzilla would look like. So if you're ever wondering, like, will they do a He-Ray version in the future that has translucent spikes and stuff like that, this is proof that that could possibly happen also. So, but that's all you're seeing right here. This is a display production model of showing that skeletal system. Here's a close-up of that. But it's not for sale. It will not be sold anywhere. I will say that if you ever want to get a figure that's clear like this in the future, you just need acetone, and wash your figures in acetone if you dare, and it will dissolve all the paint off of it, and you will have a translucent figure. All right. I wish I heard MonsterArts sooner because I only learned about it in 2021 from Spinozillasaurian's review of Ultima, and that was also the year I got Mechagodzilla 2021 bootleg. Oh, okay. Well, you got to start somewhere, right? I love these type of pics. Shows the inner frame stuff. Yeah. Oh, it gets better. Oh, it gets better from here because you're going to see a little bit more behind the scenes. Oh, translucent plastic. Now you got all my attention. Yeah. How much do you think MonsterArts 75? I don't know. If I were to take any ballpark guesses, because they're brand new sculpts, they're definitely going to be over $100. So I would say anywhere, the range is, at least for the Godzillasaurus figure, probably maybe $100 for that one. But for 75 Godzilla, definitely probably about $120. $120 to $130. Still very interesting to see the internal framework. Yeah, absolutely. I will get -1 Godzillasaurus. Yeah. What's that inside Godzilla? That's the joints that you're seeing right there. It's the joints, the articulation joints. They are made out of plastic. They're not made out of clear plastic. So you're seeing just what the joints look like through that. So what you're looking at right here is an articulation breakdown guide drawn by Yuji Sakai. It serves as a foundation building on on this blueprint that I'm gonna butcher this. Mitsuhiko Hosokawa develops the figure's joint mechanisms. So basically, Yuji Sakai, or whoever develops MonsterArts, the sculptor besides him, the sculptor has the opportunity to cut up the figure on paper, and they hand it over to this guy right here, and he's the one who actually develops the movable mechanisms. So Sakai does, you know, just the model by itself, no cuts or anything like that. But what you're seeing here is these are his notes. All of this right here is all of his notes from production, and shows how many cuts he thinks that this should do to get the articulation that's needed. You know, the cut right here. And these are the reference photos that Sakai used when he was sculpting this figure. If you guys are wondering what kind of stuff the photo references, these are the photo references that he was using. And he wanted the figure to be able to achieve certain kind of things, right? So he wants it to be able the figure to look up. That was very important, be able to achieve these poses. And that's why we get that 2.0 articulation, because previous articulation, it would be quite difficult. So you can see, and I don't even know if the figure actually has this many points of articulation, but remember, this is a concept. Like, this is what they would like to be done, but sometimes cost of materials and everything doesn't really work out that way. But you can see, look at that, he drew out cuts of the statue. It almost looks like there's cuts on the figure itself already, when there isn't really actually cuts in it. And as we know, there's a little hidden cut right here that they added that's not drawn right there. Sculpted head reference right there. Yeah, so this is a little bit behind the scenes there. Could Godzilla possibly come with Shinden? No, the Shinden is exclusive to that Heat Ray set, so that is the only way to get that right now is if you, I mean they could put it in there, but for now that's the only way that you can get that is for the Heat Ray version. But they could repackage it in there if they wanted to. They could. I have a feeling that if they were going to package anything though with the Godzilla, it would maybe be the biplane that we saw in the very beginning of Godzilla -1. I don't think it would be the Shinden though. We get a tutorial on how to make MonsterArts figures eventually. I just feel it in my bones. Yeah, mind-blowing for sure. Oh dang, this is gold articulation info. Yeah, this is the whole process. I think the idea of showing this off is to show you guys just how much work is put into this process, because none of this is done digitally. This is all done, I mean, it's done digitally eventually when it comes to cutting up this stuff like that, but before that, it's all done by hand, you know, planning all this stuff out and whatnot. I'll read this bottom part if you guys can't read it. It says, using Sakai's fixed non-articulated statue as a base, Hasakawa, who has engineered the articulation for the successive MonsterArts releases, designs joints that preserve the sculpt's proportions. The result is seamless articulation that lets the figure recreate dynamic action scenes on screen. So yeah, it's really cool. I will actually, I'm still in the process of getting more of these photos right now, so I will make a separate post of this a little bit later on my social media so you guys can see that and read it for yourselves. And here's another shot of this is the other shots that we were looking at, they were more focused in the back of the figure. This is more focused in the front. So you guys can see that a little bit better. Yeah, so again, this isn't being sold. This is just for display purposes and showing you the production process. Okay. Let's get on to the Heat Ray, sorry, not Heat Ray. How do joints extend? They're just extendable. You're able to just pull on them and they pull out, and you can push them back into the sculpt. It's a whole new mechanism in there. It's really cool. All right. So now let's move on to Movie Graphic Plus. This is Godzilla 2001 GMK right here. And I'm pulling up a photo right now. So folks have been wondering, you know, what's going on with this paint scheme? It's like brown in the front, but not brown in the back. The idea is that, so this one we've already figured out, this is based off of the final battle scene. see here. Godzilla, GMK final battle. Let's see if I can get that photo again. Here it is. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna get this photo pulled up. Okay, so if anybody's wondering what this paint scheme is based off of, it's based off of this scene right here. Like, it's no questions asked. Besides the glowing heat ray that you see that's in the shot right there, the paint on the toes is the same, the lighting effect is very similar right here, so they're going for the nighttime lights on this right here. So that's the goal with this right here. So, scene specific, that's what they've always said up to this point. Everything's been very scene specific. Yeah, but GMK, yeah, he's here. And a lot of people are really looking forward to this because they didn't pick up the other 2 releases in the past. Yep, that's what it is, the brown coloration. GMK is non-existent on my shopping app since I missed out on it. Yeah. This too good design, blind Godzilla. Okay. Let's see here. At first, I thought that GMK was getting hit by some sort of light, but it turns out it's actually painted on, and that's the case. I would actually prefer the new one over the OG one that I own. Maybe. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of painted effects that reflect lighting on figures because I do my own figure photography. So, but if you're somebody that doesn't do figure photography, this is excellent because now you have something that's very scene specific that you can just have on your shelf right there. I really dig how they did the gums and the teeth on this figure though. It looks really, really good. Very clean. So this is a good figure though. It's got some good articulation right there. And I've enjoyed it. Let's see here. Solid 10 out of 10. Master DJ says, nice. I really like this GMK figure even if I don't have it. Eventually you might have it though, right? I really want GMK and Baragon. Ghidorah, oh yeah, for sure. Are you in Tokyo for this? No, I'm not. I am not in Tokyo for this. I am at the comfort of my own home and covering it from afar without spending a lot of money to get out there. If I was in Tokyo covering this though, you guys better believe I would be pumping out so many cool photos and so much high-res stuff. Like, I would get the best kind of stuff for you guys for that, for sure. I agree, I want GMK Ghidorah. This is why I prefer MonsterArts for Heisei and Showa, while I go for Haya when it comes to the Monsterverse. Oh yeah. Tokyo has everything. Yeah, Tokyo does. It's got it all. Let's look more at this figure though. Here's a closer shot of the front. So I'm gonna bring this back in the shot again, just so you guys kind of have that as a reference right there. It's fairly close, right? Like, you see what they're going for. They're definitely taking cues from this shot right here. Yeah, it's GMK. I mean, I have the figure. It's a good figure. The original release had a bit of an issue with the back of its head, with the joint sticking out, pushed all the way through, so it had this weird overbite because of it. But you can fix that by just pushing it in, and they fixed that on the heat ray version of it. GMK Bearcat is probably my favorite besides Godzilla, so I'd go insane for the figure over it. Yeah. So was the 1975 showcase also a teaser for Mechagodzilla 75? It could be. They didn't specify whether it's a real teaser or not. It's just the background that they had there. So, but it could be, as we put it, foreshadowing. The red makes him look pretty evil for sure. Fair, Godzilla is my favorite true king. I'm going to save so much money for these. Yeah, you're gonna have to. And the nice thing is that the MGP line, these will probably be around the $120, $130 range probably. Maybe $110 like the recent 1954 Godzilla and 2014 Godzilla. So, but yeah, if you look on the back side of the figure, there's none of that lighting effect is on the front. It's just only on, or sorry, not on the back, it's only on the front of the figure. So that's why it's got me thinking that it is from that scene. But we will get more information on these guys later this year. And the dorsals look good too. They look all right. Just catching into the stream, better late than never. Hey, welcome Josh, welcome. Honestly, kind of like this paint scheme since it gives me a nice coloring to Godzilla. Yeah, for sure. Why did it take so long to make Godzilla? Anchor is nice. Hey, it took so long because maybe they wanted to do quadrupeds right. You know, they started it with Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter started so that Angus could walk. What's up, Josh? Yeah. Not else much about GMK. I only have 4 really good photos of that. Let's move on to the next one. Ah, these guys. So for those that might be a little confused with this, this is a 4-pack. You're getting all 4 of these guys in 1 pack. So before they were separate releases, the Evolution set was 1 release and you could get Junior separately. I've seen a lot of people saying like, oh, Junior's not green. Don't let the lighting fool you. It is green. It's just a very dark green. It's emulating the nighttime battle scene. It's keeping up with the Destoroyah paint coloration. For the Destoroyah figure, it's nighttime. It's a nighttime figure. So it's a very dark green and gray. It's a cross, think of it as like a cross between the special color and the regular version. It's like, that's what they've done right there. Junior finally looks like he's related to Godzilla. Yeah. So, but yeah, you get all 4 of them right here. Let's take a closer look. So, as I said, you're seeing a lot of light reflection bounce off the figure right here in this photo, but if you zoom in, like, you can see that it's got the green on it. There's definitely green throughout. It's just a darker green coloration. You give it some red eyes too. That's Godzilla's son, Junior. Yes, it is. But I'm sad that Junior won't be a solo release. Here's the thing. Say you want to get this set because you only want some releases and not any of them. I guarantee you that if you just sold any of these, the ones that you don't want, people will buy it. There are a lot of people that just want Junior. There's a lot of people that just want to army build the Destoroyah figures. So if you pick up the set and you're just not really super cool on keeping one of these guys, just sell it. You'll sell it. Trust me, you will. You will. There's a chance I might get Junior and paint him green. Awesome, dude. I'm kind of excited for this because the old one's being hard to find. I kind of see a little green. It's got green in it. It's definitely got green in it. You can see it right here, up here, and everything. It's even green on the back, green on the tail. It's just harder to see. It's just hard to see because of the lighting style. Destoroyah looks great. I love the paint on this right here. It's really cool. It's not as red on these parts, but it matches. It matches the larger Destoroyah. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Everybody's agreeing with you on that. They gave him a night eye effect too. Yeah, they did. I already have Godzilla Jr. I watched Godzilla Destoroyah a couple months ago. I want the figure so bad. Yeah. I hope that the flight stand, I know that flight stand in the back right there is a Tamashii axe stand that they use, but I think that they are, if they're going to be smart about this, they will include it because the first one did not come with it. Glad these are back, excited to pose them. Yeah. The one thing about these that I did have a big complaint was the aggregate right here. These are all articulated underneath, so you just have to be very careful. Hopefully the tolerance will be a little bit better, but they fall out very easily on this release. I do like the blending on the aggregate's head, and I love the eye paint. The eye paint is good this time. Robo Lizard's funny. I gave these guys a low rating when they first came out. I was not happy with this set when it first came out. Like I really thought it was cool to own them, but they were frustrating to animate, and I think that's why I didn't give them a high rating. If anyone's looking to just grab Godzilla Jr., I'll gladly buy the Destoroyah set off of you. Yeah, I'm telling you, people will army build that Destoroyah set. If you're just wanting Junior, people will show up and buy Destoroyah sets. I bought 2 additional sets at the time. When will this set release? No, we don't have any release information, unfortunately. The only information that's been publicly released so far is the 2004 Godzilla Heat Ray versus new Gotengo. Everything else is pending licensor approval. And this is the crab form. This one you can pose on your Godzilla, your Burning Godzilla figure, have him posed up on there. Looks good. Articulation is very limited with this. Only the middle leg can move, and then these little claws can move up and down, and these can just kind of twist left and right, but that's it for this crab form. These down here, these pieces, they don't articulate. And then the flying form. Unfortunately, the way that they have this posed, we do not get to see what its underside looks like, but you can kind of guess what it's just not as going to be as vibrant. So, but just display only, no prices determined yet. And then here's the complete shot of the whole family together. Yuji Sakai did the paint work for these guys. With the swappable mouthpiece, it's too soon to tell. We'll have to wait and see. Can't wait for the 70th anniversary or something Destoroyah coming out. That can go along with Burning Godzilla for sure, man, for sure. Funny, the Evo set is less vibrant, while full Destoroyah is very brightly colored. You know what, if you compared this though to the originals are much more vibrant in color. The chest is colored, is much more vibrant for sure. Just remember that these wings are also, when light shines through them, they do light up significantly too. So I would actually say that this figure is a lot darker than the other Destoroyahs, by comparison. A little bit of a closer shot right there. Yeah, the thing is that at this point, whoever's taking the shot, like, the light is so intense that it gets washing out a lot of those colors. But it's still neat to see. Ah, yes. Metal Build Kiryu. So this is not S.H.MonsterArts, but this is a... the whole point of this series right here is they went to the creator of Kiryu and they said, hey, would you like to redesign your character without any restrictions of an actual movie or a suit or anime or any other restrictions? What would you want your character to look like? And we will make it. So that was the idea of this figure right here. This is by Metal Build. They're larger figures, they're made of die-cast parts and everything, they're fully articulated, and they are expensive. Like, we're talking like over $350. You know, some of the lower end ones are like $250, but this is like probably going to be a $400 figure. But I love the design on this. It's very like, it's kind of like, got some Evangelion-like features to it, but it's very edgy. It's like edgy Kiryu. That's what I'm gonna call him. Look at that, teeth is so cool. I will be picking this up. I gotta work out a deal with them, but I think that I can make it happen. It's too cool not to have. Ah, the Odo Island Godzilla, yes. So, very cool figure. Like I said, if you have the Ichibansho figure, it basically looks just like the Ichibansho. I can't confirm the scale. Now in this photo you can see that they have a stand holding the tail up. Just a reminder that when they do resin sculpts of this stuff, they generally have stands that hold it up. The figure is small enough where it might actually be able to balance itself in a lot of poses, but we will see if it comes with an additional stand for propping it up. It's basically styled very close to like Godzilla Jr., and Godzilla Jr. can stand on its own very well itself too. So I honestly don't think that this is going to come with a stand. I don't think it will. I think it'll be able to pose just fine. Let's take a look at other photos though. You can take a good look at its face right there. It's not bad looking. It's a handsome mug if I ever saw one. There's that. Got some decent segments in there. The neck on Odo Island Godzilla looks almost unarticulated. It's fully articulated. Yeah, it's got spots. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3. There's four points of articulation actually throughout this whole bit right here, and it looks like this dorsal is probably going to be movable, depending on your pose. But yeah, there's four segments of articulation right there. The mouth is designed. It looks like it's a 2-part design where the top part of the mouth is going to be on a hinge system, similar to some of the Monster Hunter figures. So it looks like the mouth can open upward and downward at the same time. So yeah, the Odo Island Monster. So this is the official title. They're going to call it Godzilla 2023, the Odo Island Monster. They're not going to call it Odo Island Godzilla. It's all good? Okay. All right. Let's keep going through them. Sorry, guys. The stream, I should have been wrapping it up by now, but I'm going to be going a little bit quicker through these photos. I got to wrap it up. So, but yeah. More of a balanced view, less contrast, so you can see a little bit more of the figure in this shot right here. I like the hands. This all looks good. You got the sheathing right here on the inside. That looks great too. Feet are kind of small, so balance might be an issue after all, but we'll see. It does look good here though. It looks really good. I tried finding some shots where it showed them together, and based on these shots, I feel like it is scaled down a little bit smaller than the Ichiban show figure, so I think it will be in scale with -1 Godzilla. The only thing that we'll have to be worried about is the dry brushing effect that's throughout this, right? We've seen it with the first -1 figure. It was alright, right? So hopefully they'll nail it with this one too. Oh, I like this. This one is a very clear shot of it. So here you can see, you got the 1, 2, 3, 4 segments of articulation right there. And I'm willing to bet that this dorsal is also going to be movable. Oh, I don't think so. I'd be surprised. I think that on the low end of it, $80 for sure. We're talking brand new sculpts. Just because it's a small figure, this is a brand new sculpt though, with materials. And in the US, probably an $80 figure at the low end, but probably $100. Wondering if the Odo Island figure will come with the bomber plane. I think that's a pretty good possibility. They might add a little oomph to the value of this right here by adding the biplane in there, for sure. I think that is definitely a possibility. The leg articulation, check that out, guys. So you got that. It looks. Remember that this is hand painted by Yuji Sakai, so it's looking good though for a prototype. This is all right. I like its face too. It's got a nice face going on right there. Kind of worried about the price, yeah. For the USD, yeah, it's probably going to be a premium Bandai exclusive as well. I'm pretty sure you're going to see that it's a web exclusive. So, like I said, they said that they're going to implement the 2.0 articulation wherever they can. This is a bit of a different shape of Godzilla, and it's a smaller size, but that is yet to be seen. Curious to see if the scars will be included. Yeah, be very interesting. I think that, based off of what I'm seeing here, it doesn't look like any scars are on it, though. Here's the other side of the face. I don't see any scars on it anywhere. I also don't really remember where the scars are, if they had scars before it mutated. I'm not sure. Because it's a new sculpt. Yeah, I don't think it'll I mean, it's a good guess on the on the very high end. I don't think it'll be $120 though. It is a smaller figure. This is going to be like in the 5-inch scale. So I think on the low end, I'm going to stick with that. $80 to $100 for this figure. Especially if it comes with that accessory parts, it's definitely in that range. 120 is going to be high though. I as a customer would be upset if this released at $120. But there it is. You've got an idea of the scale. Now this photo has distortion on it because they had a wide angle. They had it on wide angle right here, so things are a little squished. So it looks a little bit bigger because of it being on the edge of it. But you kind of just have to use your imagination a little bit and just kind of see how that would stand next to each other. I would say that it probably goes up to Godzilla's elbow right here. On his left side in the movie. Okay, got you. Yeah, that wasn't really a good photo of the left side. Let me go back to that really quick. Oop. I don't see any scars. I don't know if you meant left side of his face or on the body, but that's as good of a look that we're gonna get for now. Just joined here. What accessories? The tail holder or something else? No. So this is just for display. That tail holder piece right there is just for display. It doesn't come with the figure. Doesn't come with the figure. It's just for resin. It's a resin prototype. They have a hard time holding them up sometimes, so they gotta have extra support. Made it to the stream again. Yeah. I think on average I'm expecting $100, but on the low end maybe 80. Legs, welcome. In the movie, when he roared upward, he had cuts along his neck and the chest area. Yeah, I didn't see any of that in here, so maybe it doesn't have that. Maybe they'll add it later. I don't know why I had this photo. This one's all blurry. Yeah, these were just some other candid photos that other people took. These ones aren't as good as the other ones I just showed you. Okay, on to the next topic here. Yeah, right? Lighting makes such... I mean, that's a good example right there, guys. Lighting makes such a difference. Like, when you take it with a filter and everything, like... And then you see these photos like this, like, it can make a big difference in how the figure looks. So, okay. So let's talk about... I called it on Godzilla Day stream, the Godzilla vs. Destoroyah figure continuation. Wasn't expecting an Evo set, though. Hey, awesome. Surprise! Okay, so let's talk about this guy right here. I am still seeing confusion everywhere, mostly on the Western front, about this figure right here, because a lot of people, the comment that is thrown out is like, it's just -1 with new dorsals. And to that, it is. That is the point of this figure. This figure is from the Ride Clash 2. Some people are confused because they thought it was the Ride 1 and they think it's a misrepresentation, like Tamashii doesn't know what they're talking about because it doesn't look like the first Ride. There's also confusion about this design in general because the Ride 2 does use -1's model and then they modified it to, and from what I can tell, the only real modification is the dorsal spines. But if you look at the promo for it, it is -1. It's not the first Ride Godzilla. It is definitely -1 with new spines. And this mold that you're looking at right here is not a factory sample. This is a resin prototype. So that signals that this is a new mold that's being created for this specific Godzilla. So you'll have the regular 2023 -1 mold, and then you're going to have this one right here. It's brand new. That said, the movie mold itself, the CG model is used for this figure right here. I have confirmation from that. They actually use the CG model that's used in the Ride Clash, the Great Clash, for this figure right here. So they're not reusing the -1 CG model. They're using the Ride Clash, but the Ride Clash model does use the modified version of -1's model, if that makes sense. So that's where people seem to be getting lost in confusion because they're saying, I'm seeing words like phrases that are like, oh, it's such a lazy attempt at just rehashing a figure. It's like, this is literally what it is though. And one of the things you have to bear in mind is that the folks in Japan resonate with this design more than us. This figure was released, or sorry, this design was showcased for the first time in Japan in August. The ride is out, people can enjoy it and everything. While folks over here in the Western Front or in the global area, they don't have this ride experience. There's no attachment to this character. So it's easy to point fingers and say this is a lazy cash grab. But the idea about this is that I want you guys to think about it differently. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to do here. Think about it, the bigger picture. The big picture here is that by doing the ride Godzilla, which was never on the surveys in the first place, it was never ever on the surveys. By doing this, this opens up the doors to doing other theme park creations now for the MonsterArts line. So this opens up the doors to that Mechagodzilla, the King Ghidorah that was also there. This also enables things to be done that were done in the Shin ride experience as well. So we're talking like the Eva Godzilla mutation. We're talking the the Shin. I don't know what the name of it is, but the Shin Ghidorah that was in the ride with Shin Godzilla, right? That, I think it was a VR experience, I can't remember, but all of those characters are now something that can be done in the MonsterArts line, which was never indicated before. So that is the big picture of this figure right here. Even if you're not a big fan of it or have no attachment to it, look at the big picture. We can get some really cool designs, and you can also get the original ride Godzilla as well, eventually. And that is a very different take, because that's more aligned with the Heisei style versus -1, right? It looks more of like an upgraded Heisei figure, monster. So that's what I'm going to leave you guys with this figure right here. But what you're seeing is what you're getting. It is literally -1 modified. That is what the ride model is, what you're looking at right here. And this is a resin prototype. As I said, it's a resin prototype. That signals that this is a brand new mold that's being made at the factory level because of the way that these spines are. What's new about it is obviously the spines are bigger, they're thicker. They also go all the way to the tip tail, the tip of the tail in the same shape, whereas -1 doesn't do that. So, but other than that, the design elements of the chest and the feet, even the head, they're pretty much going to be the same. So let's look at some other photos really quick. Closer of the tail. I'm going to look at the chat really quick. Just check my movie monsters. They didn't add scars. Movie monsters, so likely same. I'll have to look at the Ichiban show figure too. I don't think there's any scars on that either. Think that we'll be getting more Godzilla or Gamma reveals, or do you think the next 2 days? If history repeats, it's usually new IPs that will drop midweek. Last year they dropped Godzilla 2000 after they showed off some of the previews. So we're just kind of waiting and seeing how the event goes. Sometimes it's licensors that prevent things being displayed. Like there's a plan, but the licensor says no, and you got to hold on and wait. So, and sometimes they just don't go on display. Hoping for G-Breaker Godzilla, yeah, absolutely. I think being upset about this ride figure is moot, since we are getting so many other figures alongside this one too. Nothing lost and we only gain something new. Yeah, I understand. So I want to point out, I do understand people's, disappointment with Godzilla Day. Godzilla Day is the celebration of Godzilla, but you would say, I think most people would be more excited if they revealed the Odo Island Godzilla over this one, but that's because we have more of an attachment to that design versus this, right? So people in Japan really like this, though. They really are ecstatic that this is going to be made. So it's just a difference of regional opinion, I think. But yeah, maybe he will look like maybe. And that's the thing too. We're gonna see this all over again when Godzilla 2026 is released. It's probably, I have a feeling that it's not going to deviate too much further from -1. So we'll see. It would be interesting to get Sunset on 3rd Street too. Yeah, that one's a bit of a stretch, I think, because that's not a Godzilla IP that would fall under different licensing terms and stuff like that. So, but that would be neat. I totally agree with that. Here's a better shot of the dorsals. You can see they are a lot thicker this time around. So I think if you were worried about breakages, they're also shorter towards the top. So if you're worried about breakages when this ships, I don't think you have to worry about that too much. Also, the head so much sharper in detail too. And again, it's because it's resin, but I'm wondering if this will be, it'll come out of the factory mold a lot better this time around, being a new mold. Well, hello, I just saw the line of figures. They surprised me on some of the new releases. Yeah. New IPs, I pray for Jurassic Park. Yeah, I mean, Mattel's got the license for that, so I think that's the only thing that's really blocking them from doing it is Mattel. And I think Mattel is now selling in Japan too, so that might be a little tricky. I really like Godzillasaurus. I might get that one. Maybe, just maybe, might get 2004 Godzilla. Yeah, for sure. Holding out for MonsterArts Giant Condor reveal. Oh no, don't even suggest it. You're gonna make everybody, you're gonna wake Rob up. You're gonna wake Rob up. Don't do that. Rob's asleep right now. A sunset on 3rd of Godzilla would be pretty cool in the collection. Yeah. Anything that's kind of Godzilla related that didn't come from a Godzilla movie would be neat to have. And here's a better view of the front of the face right there. Pretty cool. All right, let's move on to our next. Oh, was that the last photo? I think that's the last photo, actually. I think that was it. Let me double check really quick. I think that was my last photo. That was it. That was my last photo right there to show you guys. Okay, so that's all I have. Let me just check. Let me check my sources really quick to see if there's any reveal drops for anything. And we can discuss that live right here if that's the case. I don't think there has been though, but let's find out. I'm seeing some new photo angles of this stuff that we've already seen. For anybody that is a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, they are dropping this. So they just so they're doing Kaiba now. If you guys are Yu-Gi-Oh fans, we have Yami Yugi now in the line, and looks like Kaiba is also joining it. If Kaiba's joining it, I wonder what monster is going to follow. Let's think about that for a second there. Being honest, would want to see King Kong 1962. Yeah, I would love that too. I would love to see the skeleton turtle for sure. Baggin, great. Robo Lizard, you just know how to make me smile. It'd be interesting to see if they brought back. You know, I've heard that those ones are tied up with licensing issues over and over again. Every time I've asked them about it, it's always said licensing issues prevent them from being made in MonsterArts. So, unfortunately, but I keep asking. But it's the same answer every time. Licensing. The yellow lies look much better. The brown -1. Oh yeah, for sure. Godzilla 1962 would be really cool to see Canadian syrup. Haha, yeah. Shin Godzilla, Eva Godzilla. Oh, Shin Ghidorah and Eva 1 Goji would be dreams. Yeah, the mutated Goji. Yeah, didn't think Great Clash would be maybe lead to their interest in the public eye. Yeah. So it's 100%. It's a real thing. That's the big picture right there. If the Ride Godzilla is a success, that can open up the doors to getting that Mecha Godzilla figure right after that, and then maybe any of the other Ride figures. They're not in the survey, so I'm curious to see on the King Ghidorah survey when it comes out if they're going to add the Ride monsters on there, but we will find out. Seto Kaiba, yes. I'm disappointed there's no Squidora figure on display. I swear, this is gonna be memed so much that it's just gonna manifest into existence somehow. Blue Eyes Ultimate, yes. I didn't say it, but you said it. Obelisk, maybe. I would say that Blue Eyes Ultimate is probably a bigger candidate, though, because that is Kaiba's favorite monster to use. So I would say that has a better chance now that Kaiba's in the line. In the figure arts line, just like Michael Jackson, I would love to see more famous singers, celebrities. Here's the thing. It is difficult for them to produce figures based off of real people's likeness because there's so much legal tape in Japan when it comes to likeness laws. So it's very difficult to even base movie characters off of likeness right there. Like the actor actually has to sign off and get paid royalties for it. It's insane and how they do that. So I'm gonna guess they'll do a decisive battle burning Godzilla with the white slashes across the body for the main line and an adult junior for the MGP line. That would be really cool though. I like the idea of the burning Godzilla with the damage on there. I actually saw somebody who did a custom of that recently online and it looked really cool. They used the new one and they just added some sculpt putty. I forget what it's called, but they did that and they painted it up and it looked really, really cool though. It looked just like it came out of the movie. For a fan custom, it was pretty cool. But for MGP, for sure, adult junior, I'm fairly certain that's what they're going to use. So yeah, Seto Kaiba looks to be going to be made. I'm looking for anything else here. There are some photos that a guy that does visit events, but he has a pink filter over them, and I don't know. It doesn't make the figures look good. I think he needs to turn off that pink filter that he's got over them. Yeah. Doesn't look like there's any new MonsterArts stuff though. Let me check. Let me check one other thing. Yep, it doesn't look like there are any other new announcements for MonsterArts today. So we'll have to see. Tomorrow, we got 2 more days of the event. Sometimes they bring stuff out later, especially for Monster Hunter. That's happened in the past where they brought stuff out like midway through the show. So we will see what happens. Other than that, it's a lot of photos that we went through, huh? I'm gonna end it with this right here, guys. This is our cool shot of Godzilla 1975 that hasn't been published anywhere else on my social media, so get a good look at that. Let me look at the comments right here before we wrap up, and let's see here. Is Gemstone Designs on Tamashii's radar? Yes, it is on the survey. They don't list them directly one by one like Gigan Rex, but they do say that they don't say Gemstone, they just say from the I forget what it's called, but they are on the survey. You can, if you look at the survey that's on the Godzilla 2000 survey or the Legion survey, they're both on there for anything that's related to that Megalon, Gigan. Definitely. Yes, he is. He's the same pink filter guy for the ride. It's the same person. He was at Tamashii and he took the same thing. It's all pink. I don't know why. He didn't used to have a pink filter over his photos, but now he's been recently having them, and it makes it a challenge. Actually, I think this is one of his photos, and I just color corrected it, so it took the pink out, but there's still remnants of it in there. Is it true that Toho isn't letting Haya do Showa era stuff? So that was 2 years ago when Haya was in discussions with Toho in the very beginning, but they have been granted the classic license, so they can do Showa now up to Shin Godzilla. They can do that. It just depends if Toho will let them do it at this point. For anything after that, so after Shin Godzilla, they have to get special permission. It's a separate license. But for anything classic, they have the ability to do it. I think that Haya has a lot to prove though with Toho, so they're sticking with what does resonate with today's audiences, which is Millennium and Heisei. So, but yeah, that was something that was back in the very beginning of Haya's stuff, but now they can do Showa. They can do it. I would love to see if Tamashii makes a Godzilla 1968 figure or possibly Manila. Yeah, I would love it. Yeah, for sure. Gemstone would be sick. I'm hoping they do Monster Hunter figures, praying they do make Glavenus, Devil Joe. Is it Devil Joe? I think it's Devil Joe, right? And Gore Magala. I don't play Monster Hunter. I have it on my computer. I just don't have time. I don't have time. I'm busy looking at MonsterArts stuff. And I got a real life too on top of it. Oh, I miss playing video games. Oh yes. The Gemstone Kaiju would be really cool figure form. Yes, they would be. But Gemstone is definitely on the list, guys. It's definitely on the list. He looks so beautiful. Thanks for the stream. Hey, yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. I do this for you guys, but I do it for two reasons, right? I love talking about Godzilla stuff, right? And I love these figures and stuff, but I also I just like want to inform everybody of what these figures are about. You know, I want to inform you guys so that way that when you see people that are talking about this stuff and maybe they're just not as informed with the line, you guys now have the information and you guys can go out there and you can share that. So I'm just really passionate about the line. What can I say? I just like it. If Tamashii will ever remake Godzilla 2014, even if it's very unlikely, then I will buy it. The freaking head and feet are just bugging me with it. We see, here's the thing. I am in the boat of the camp of people that prefer the design that Sakai did over the actual design that was used in the movie. I love the feet. The head, I'm indifferent on. I'm okay with the head. But the feet and the dorsals on the 2014 figure, I much prefer them than the actual design itself. So I'm okay with the 2014 being the way it is. Because if you really want that accurate now, the accurate take, you can go to the Haya figure and get that. So you have options. Yes, that's how you pronounce his name. The designs look sick. You should take a peek. I know this would be super niche and probably unlikely, but I would love to see non-Godzilla Toho. That is a deep cut right there. Tamashii, I'll put it this way. Tamashii is, they're not, when it comes to making things that are super niche, like that are one-offs, they have the ability to do it, but they have to have the demand to warrant it being made. Like Legion was a big risk to take on that, and that's why it was made to order, and it's like pretty much sold out in the United States at this point. I remember seeing MonsterArts prototype of Hungarian Hortail from Harry Potter. If they don't show up anytime soon here, I don't know what to say about that. It might pop up here at this event, or it might just actually just be released eventually. They just released the Figure Arts versions of Harry Potter figures, Voldemort and Harry Potter, just recently, so there's still a chance that the MonsterArts can still come out with the Horntail, even though there's no news around it. Like I said, nothing's ever canceled, it's just put on hold in the line. Gotengo someday, oh yeah. Taking a look at new Gotengo that was announced, it seems like it's missing the red accents. It does have them, it's just very hard to see in these photos that we have here. It's very, like you can kind of see it right here, but for the most part, yeah, it's very difficult. I think in the promo it shows it better, but I don't have any high-res promo right now. I'm waiting on it still before I can show it off. One thing I want to see, 2021 recolor, okay, yeah. Just like how Tamashii did with the Kong, yeah, it would be really cool, for sure. Tom did the same deal for 54 poster. Oh yeah, for sure. Man, I want that Legion and I don't have money. Yeah. No, Kong is not a licensing issue. They have ways to talk to Universal and Toho to get it done. So it's not a licensing issue. It used to be a licensing issue, but not anymore. It's a choice. The reason why you're not seeing product, it's a choice. All right, guys. Okay, so with that being said, everybody, that is going to be the end of our stream today. Thank you so much for joining it. I hope you guys enjoyed getting a good close look at the figures and everything. It was a blast for me to showcase those for you guys. We will be doing a figure drop talk sometime maybe this weekend or early next week for the new Godzilla 2004 figure, where we will be discussing and looking at the high-res promos, getting closer looks at the figure. It was neat to see the stuff on the show floor, but again, it's candid photos, right? So I think we'll get a better look at the colors and everything when we go look at it over there on the promos. So just stay tuned for that, hopefully soon. And then also early December, we've got King Ghidorah 1972 unboxing live stream that's going to be happening. It will be shipping on November 25th in Japan, so I probably will be getting it first week of December though. So stay tuned for those two videos that are coming up soon. And yes, if you're wondering, we did get 4 King Ghidorah figures. We will be looking at a variance comparison of all of them. So thanks to certain individuals that are able to chip in and help out for that. You guys are awesome. So awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. And with that being said, let's play out our outro, and we will go ahead and see you guys next time. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you later.